Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to TekTopia. I am in a state of shock at the moment because I have just broken my chair. So my chair is one of the ones a little bit similar to the Poang ones from IKEA. If you Google that, you can get an idea of what it is. It's got the same leg stretcher basically. It's not quite as reclined as those are, but yeah, it's a bit similar to that. You can bounce on it and when you lean back, it leans back with you. And I've been doing that since I've had it many years and never had a problem until about 10 minutes ago when I was leaning back and snap. It breaks, I go flying backwards, I have an absolute heart attack. I haven't dropped back off my chair like that since I was in school, so yeah, safe to say I've got a bit of adrenaline running through my veins right now, which is I guess good for the start of the episode, get me all nice and excited, but I'm not too bummed out about that really. I needed a new chair, so kind of good it broke in a way, but I'm right now very precariously sat, trying not to fall off of it again. I might have to make a temporary one for the meantime for today's episode. I've made a very temporary fix that I'm hoping can hold for the rest of this evening whilst I record part of this episode. Hopefully I don't fall off mid-clip, that would not be good, or maybe it would be. It would be funny, but I don't really want to hurt myself. So yeah, fingers crossed it holds, but to begin with here, we are going to go to the tradesman, buy 2 tokens from him, one of them the chef, and the other is going to be a miner, right at the front, very helpful. And those are going to be given to our children that we spawned in at the end of the episode when they eventually do grow up into nitwits. I want to actually head in down to the mines real quick, and why don't we make this a race? I'll take the staircase down, you guys can jump through the big hole in the center. 3, 2, 1, go! Racing down, racing down, racing down. Who's gonna win? Oh, I messed up at the door already. Sprint, 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 sprint. I think you guys are there already, aren't you? Yep. Hello, okay, I'm a slow coach, I know. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on the mines down here. It's been a very long time since we made a trip down, and honestly, it's been a long while since I've taken a trip down here, not just you guys, and I think we're doing okay. We probably could use some more druids though. Those mine shafts are quite long. By no means at the limit, they can still go much further than that, I think anyway. How are these 8 over here doing? Also, pretty good. Okay, so maybe I should have hired a druid instead of a miner, but it can't really make too much of a difference. We still have like nearly 16, nope, 12, something like that, 14 maybe, more mine shafts to put in place, but maybe we'll do that today. I'm not really sure. The main thing we're going to be building today is an Egyptian tomb of sorts, and we don't really need it, to be honest. None of our villagers have died yet. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Where is some wood? I need to touch it. There we go, we're safe. Yeah, we don't really need it. None of them have died, but I think it could be a pretty cool thing to build nonetheless. So for most Egyptian tombs, they would either be in some sort of pyramid, and we've already got quite a few of them, or something similar to it around the village, or they'd be in, you know, embedded into the wall and then have a staircase down. But we're working with very flat land here, so I think what I'm going to do instead is something a little bit different and kind of quarry out a section, and then we're going to have a staircase down. I don't exactly know how it's going to go, but I'm going to see what I can come up with once I find a space to put it. I don't exactly know how big it's going to be, but yeah, we have plenty of room, kind of. We're actually filling up the village quite a lot here. There's probably not that many episodes left, to be honest. Not that many episodes left in this village, I should just clarify. Once we're done here, we won't be stopping the series, don't worry. We will just be moving somewhere else in the world and making yet another one. And there we go, the tomb is all done. Admittedly, I might have gone a bit overboard with the size of this one. My villagers aren't quite this big, so not too sure if any of them will actually fit in there, but thankfully that's not the actual purpose of this. This is just the entranceway to the tombs itself, which will be down underground there. But at the moment, it's not too safe nor too accessible, so I need to add in a railing and a staircase. Iago, what exactly are you doing here? For some reason, he's just teleported to me. I have no idea why. It took me ages to get him up on his platform, but I guess we can just put him on my shoulder for now, and you can stay with me for a while whilst we do the clip, I suppose. But yeah, we've got the staircase in place here. You okay, guard? Hopefully it should keep them safe from falling down there. I don't see why they would. There's no real reason for them to pathfind through here, but I guess I won't know until somebody walks by and tests it out. But yeah, nobody's doing that at the moment. It's only just morning. As you can see, the sun rising over our village there. Ah, what a wonderful sight. But yeah, get back on. You on? Yes, you are. So yeah, we've got this railing in. I've kept it very simplistic, as well as kind of everything. Yago, on my shoulder, please. Okay, you can sit up here for now. Yeah, kept it very simplistic down here. The staircase and everything around is basically just a whole bunch of sandstone, which I kind of like in a way. It looks quite nice. It really does look like a quarried out area, and they've carved the staircase down as they've dug it out and then added in some of these fences as either detail or structure. I'll let you guys decide on that, maybe a bit of both. But yeah, didn't want it completely sandstone, but mostly I think it looks okay like this. But the main feature is going to be the tombs, of course. This is just the entranceway, and we're going to have one tomb over here and then another here, because we've got this crisscross staircase, so one will lead to something and another to the other. I don't know what's going to go in them. I've still got a little bit of thinking to do on that. And yeah, I guess I'm going to start digging them out now. But I do need to probably think what's actually going to go inside before I do too much. Okay, Yago, come back. Yago, on the shoulder. Okay, thank you. And then hop off here. Onto the stone. No, I said onto the stone. Let's maybe try push you. Okay, sit. Good, parrot. Good, parrot. Onto the bed. Come on, you can get up there. Yes, okay. Good, then onto the stone. Yep, and then onto the slab. Just like... Okay, that'll do. You are now back in position. Don't do that again. Thank you, Yago. Stay just here. According to the TekTopia information book, the two children that were running around the village have now grown up, but I don't know where they are. Unless they've only just done that in the past minute, because I honestly have not seen them anywhere. Target acquired. I found one of them at least, so good to know they haven't gotten entirely lost. Who are you? Dexter Smith, 34 intelligence. Are you Dexter, or are you the other guy? No, you're Quinton. Okay, what is yours? 44. Hello, cleric in the face, thank you. Okay, so Quinton, you are going to become the chef. And Dexter, if you could just slow down a bit from your haste boost, you can become the miner. For those of you who are new to TekTopia, I've got a bit of a tip for you that you may not know about. So, if you don't want the necromancer, the main threat to a village in TekTopia, you can actually turn him off by rotating the town hall icon to any way basically that isn't straight up. And I've actually had it like this basically the entire time throughout this series, except from when we very first started, where I rotated it just because I was a bit scared, not gonna lie. But I've had it like this, and with this village, because we have so many villagers, 86 to be exact, as you guys probably saw in the book, necromancer attacks are fairly frequent, and like 90% of the time I'll just cut out the video because it's not that interesting. Nothing exciting really happens, and because we have this giant wall going all the way around the village, majority of the time the necromancer spawns in one of the corners outside of the village and does nothing really other than just be a nuisance, and then I gotta go kill him. I get 20 emeralds, which is nice, but I don't really need 20 emeralds particularly, so I'm debating with turning him off for the duration of our time left in this village, just so I can kind of focus on building and don't have to dart off every, I don't know, hour or so to go kill a necromancer. I'm not really too bothered, but I might leave it for now and wait to see what you guys say. But we'll be sure to turn it back on once we start a new village, because it is quite exciting, and maybe it would be cool to do one final big battle in Asteria. So yeah, I won't keep them off forever, but it's kind of annoying me a little bit at the moment, and it is a feature of the game, so it's probably not that bad of a thing to do. Figured I should start digging out the areas where our tombs are gonna go. They're not gonna hollow themselves out, unfortunately, so I do have to put in the work, but I don't actually mind digging out large areas in Minecraft. I find it quite relaxing. I can put up a video on the side and just mine away. It's a fairly enjoyable process for me, as long as it's a fairly small project, which I would say this one is, but I was thinking with these two areas, we have the opportunity to do something different for each of them. So perhaps on one side, we could just have the regular old tombs for a bunch of different people, old village folk that once died and got buried down here. Maybe we can come up with a couple of fake names. Since none of our villagers have died, we can just label a couple of the tombs with some people from the olden times in there. And maybe on the other side we can have this big grand tomb that's kind of centered around one specific person, with a big sarcophagus in the middle, you know, the Egyptian style tombs that maybe inside holds an old king of Hysteria perhaps. I thought I would do them one at a time. So to begin with here, we're starting off with the big grandiose room here, which is quite a lot bigger than this little one over here. It's probably going to take a lot less time to do that one, so I figured we should, start over here with the big one. And as you can see, I've got 3 of the 4 walls in place. Still got this to do, as well as the floor, but the ceiling we've got, let's actually jump down and I can show you. It's a little bit similar to our underground tree farm in the sense that there isn't exactly many features at the moment, and it's sort of just patterns instead, so a whole lot of detail, which I think will suit this room. Obviously, we are going to have other stuff in here, but that's what I've got to work on now, and I'm actually basing this off a piece of concept art which I found online, which I think I will show you afterwards once we're all done in here. And just like that, the ancient burial tomb of King Takura is now complete. That's his name, by the way, spelt like this. I thought it was quite cool. Incorporate a little bit of the tech from TekTopia into it. I think it sounds like a good name for an Egyptian king, but yeah, this is where he lies. Oh, sorry, Takura, I'm kind of stood on top of you. So this is his sarcophagus, Egyptian coffin type of deal. It's okay, I think it's the best I could really do. And then we've got a big brazier at the back here, which I think looks pretty nice, and some other big fire sticks in the water we've got going around the edge, and then of course some little fire sticks. And just kind of detailed up the place a little bit. Had to change up the roof, adding in these big pillars. I've done this side as well. The only thing I do have left to do is change up those 4 iron blocks for 4 of these blue terracotta, but that's where my beacon is, and I think I might still need it for the other side, so don't want to get rid of that just yet, but I will do as soon as we are finished here. And I don't remember the last time I used glowstone in a build. I honestly think this is the first time in years, to be honest, because it just doesn't really go with anything. But I've got it beneath the water here, and I think it actually suits the look of this room quite well. It would probably be a smart idea to actually talk about the concept art that I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. Kind of forgot, whoops. But anyway, this is the image I was basing this build off of. Now, you're probably thinking, that looks nothing like what we've got here, and you would be correct in saying that. I'm sort of just taking certain elements from that picture and incorporating them into the build here. So for example, they've got that big staircase leading down into the center of the room where I wanted the sarcophagus, but they have some water instead, which I thought was a really neat idea. I never would have thought of adding that without having a look at some concept art, so that's where the water idea came from. They've also got a couple of braziers on each of the sides, so kind of done a similar thing to that, although these aren't technically braziers, I don't think, but this one is here. And also some pillars on the side, which I was going to add in anyway, but just a similarity in the two concept art and the room here. So yeah, it's a really helpful thing, concept art, if you just want to get inspired for something to build in Minecraft. You don't necessarily have to try and replicate it exactly, just take certain elements and ideas from the image you're looking at and try and do your best to make it in Minecraft. I use concept art all the time. It's a very helpful thing. There's your building tip for the day. Now we need to start work on this smaller room. I guess the merchant has gone home for the day. That does make sense. The sun is about to set. I was just going to come over here and do some trading, but I wasn't sure whether to trade in this diamond axe or not. Usually I would keep any tools or armor that would have mending on that I need. The only one I need at the moment really is some diamond booties, but not having too much luck at the moment. I already have Mecklen's Axo here, and I don't think I'm ever going to lose it, so I was going to trade it in, but maybe I should keep it. I guess I'm going to take that as a sign to not trade it in for 11 emeralds or whatever, but I have been doing quite a lot of trading whilst all of this building, and just generally any time off camera I can. Look at all of these emeralds. I have so many. There's going to be an episode soon where we kind of finish off getting up to 100 villagers. That will probably be an expensive episode. I'm sure there will be lots of structure markers and tokens purchased. I see a shiny twinkling heart, which I'm going to grab. So yeah, maybe it's good to have like half a chest full of emeralds. I think Larry is still stuck, by the way. Poor Larry. Wow, that was smooth. Unexpectedly so. Anyway, as you saw, these tombs are now all built up, and they're actually a little bit inspired by the Draugr tombs in Skyrim. I really miss that game. Probably my second favourite game of all time, closely behind Minecraft, I should say. That's always going to be number one, I think. But yeah, I love Skyrim, so I'm taking some inspiration from the Draugr tombs here, and they're kind of inset into the walls where the Draugrs actually lay to rest. Some of them alive, some of them dead, although they're already dead, so maybe double dead. I don't know, but this is where they are, and I'm imagining the birch slabs here are kind of the lid to the coffin or wherever they're lying down in. I don't really think it counts as a sarcophagus, but yeah, that's the lid, so they slide off, and then the skeleton or body or whatever it is put into here, which is meant to be some sort of hole, although it's a slab, stair, sorry, but use your imagination a little bit here. So yeah, we've got enough spaces for 8 in here, not too many casualties, thankfully enough. Tried to just decorate the room a little bit. I think it looks okay. I don't quite know what these indentations in the floor are, but doesn't really matter. Let's not think about it too much. And then I was thinking maybe some people don't want their loved ones put in a tomb and they would rather have them cremated, so we have some urns over here. We are all done down here in the tombs for today's episode. There's a witch cackling away somewhere, but I thought I'd just show this on camera, as some of you might find this slightly satisfying, seeing all this become blue terracotta. I'll pick up my iron though, don't worry. That would not be satisfying if I left that around. And now, if I can get a better look, we are fully complete down here. No shiny iron blocks poking through. In episode 28, we made this llama pen over here and got 3 llamas to go inside. Thankfully, they're all still here, so they haven't been able to climb out, which is very good. But as per usual, whenever it comes to getting animals in the village, I ask you guys for some names, and I got tons of good ones. But the ones we're actually going to be using are from Gahit Karahan, who suggested Spitty, Lingo, and Lazy. And I read that very quickly, and in my mind, for some reason, it registered as... oh, Spit, Lingo, and Lizzie. Spit, Lingo, and Lizzie. I just feel like it rolls off the tongue so well, I can't not use it. So, Gahit, we're pretty much using your idea. I mean, I've changed like a few of the letters around. So, yeah, thank you, Gahit, for those names. And who is going to be Spit? I think that's the real question here. Any of you want to spit at me to the side? No? I think we're going to give Spit to the desert llama here. Sorry, Spit. It's a nice name, I promise. And then maybe you can be Lingo, the orange one, and then over here can be Lizzie. I know I could have named Lizzie and Lingo with the double L's, but I thought that I'd let that be a trait for Larry, the lamb over there. So the double L is a trait for Larry and Larry alone. I have constructed a very strange structure over here, and can any of you guess what it is? Probably not. I would be very surprised if you got it at this stage, and I'll be very surprised if you get it after what we're about to do here. But I'm going to start placing blocks and see if you can guess what this is as we go. So first things first is an observer facing the other way. That can go something like, oh, this is very difficult. So the arrow is pointing inwards, and then we're going to have one dropper in the floor here and another one above, and then a piston, and we'll put a lever down and flick it like so, and then maybe we'll put some wooden trapdoors on either side here, and then we can go round the front and place a tripwire hook down with a cauldron in front. That may give it away a little bit, but then we can pillar on up here and fill up the inside with some orange terracotta. So, any guesses? Probably not, because it doesn't really look like a specific thing, but this is actually what makes all of the beer in the village. We're right next to the tavern, as you can see, so I thought it was a good location. Oh, okay. The cauldron might have to go if that's going to be an issue. Well, this was where the beer was meant to come out of the tap and into, but that's going to cause way too many issues to be worth it, so we're going to have it just dripping onto the floor, which... well, maybe they'll come along with a mug or something and put it underneath when they want to get some beer out. But yeah, this is what makes it so. Round the back here, you're probably still a bit curious as to what this is, but let's say they made the unrefined beer somewhere. We could probably do with making a brewery, possibly, but I don't really have time for that today. So the unrefined beer would go in through this hole, and then this is actually the pump. So they'll pump this away, pumping it into the big thing here. Centrifuge, maybe? I don't exactly know. As you can see from the arrow, the arrow going into here, filling up with beer. And you guys know my eyes aren't too good with colors. They often deceive me with my color blindness. But yeah, I don't know what color beer is, so I asked somebody, and they said the closest out of all of the terracotta blocks was orange. So if that's wrong, blame them, not me. But yeah, so got it full to the brim here with beer, and then obviously out the front is where you can tap it out, which once did have a cauldron, but no more. So yeah, thought that was a cool little thing to do, but I think a brewery definitely is something we'll have to do, possibly next episode. I knew I did something wrong. This piston has to go down a block, otherwise there is no real purpose of having that second dropper beneath this one. And now it is that time of the episode once again where we say goodbye, going down our stairway into the big grand tomb here. I do really like how this one turned out. The other one, it's okay, but yeah, this one is super cool looking. So I hope you guys did enjoy the episode and you like this build. Any improvements I could make, let me know. I'm open to all the suggestions. So thank you guys ever so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.